All right. All right. So I guess probably start off with introductions. My name's Kasim, IT major. Should be graduating here after this semester. It's really about it. Anyone else?
And also an IT major after I graduate at the end.
All right.
I'm pretty sure we're all IT majors, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
come to think of it, yeah, this is the senior project for IT, so that would make sense, wouldn't it?
I'd be a little worried if you were like comp sci or something.
All right.
I have a question to ask. Do you like the degree program so far? Because I've had some snafus with it, so I just want to. This is like the
Like,
first time I've really got to sit
like,
down and talk with people.
like how? Like, what kind of snafus?
Um, like I ended up taking classes out of a different campus that allowed me to take upper level courses that I had no prereqs for, and that kind of pushed my degree back about a year or so.
Oh shit, no, I haven't heard anything like that. That's pretty crazy.
See, for me, since I went to community college for the first 2 years and then transferred to USF, I was never told that like my prereqs there, while they would transfer to USF as an AA degree, they wouldn't necessarily transfer into my department. So
No.
all the electives that I ended up taking over at PHSC just ended up being just ended up being useless. So I had to go to school for an extra year to make up for it, basically.
Mm. But are they still counting towards your overall degree? Are you getting close to surcharge hours?
I'm very close. Actually, after this semester, if I was to take another class, it would all be surcharge.
Oh.
So I haven't had to pay any of that yet, but if I had like another class that I needed to take, I would definitely be paying double or whatever the extra charge is.
Yeah, I'm in the surcharge, and it hurt this semester. It really did hurt.
Oof.
Oof, damn, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It is what it is, though.
Well, we're right up on the ending, so I guess we're good now.
Yeah, this is the finish line.
All right, so I guess as far as the project is concerned, I've been sort of mulling it over, trying to come up with like a good enough idea for what we could do. Have you guys given any thought to like how the project would end up looking or what kind of functionality it would have aside from the obvious?
I spent some time, not so much the end product, but just trying on thinking about how to even start it or how to handle the task. And I just took a look at your Trello page.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, I like everything that I see. It.
Oh, well, thank you.
What is the software? Is it something that came with a frame, or did everything you kind of put in and was able to?
What do you mean, like the Trello software or?
Just like the Trello software in general. Is this because I've never seen this website before?
Yeah, it's actually just an online service that you can use. They have like different tier plans. We're just using the free one because we don't need anything particularly fancy. It's primarily used for just project management. You know, you can, as I'm sure you've seen, you can make like various checklists, what needs to be done. People can comment on it. Things can be moved from, things to do to in progress to finish. It's just an organization software, I guess. I've used it before in the past just to manage some personal projects that I was working on, and honestly, it beats the heck out of, just writing something down in Word.
Right.
Yeah, this is pretty nice.
I'll have to recommend this to my boss. We'll look this.
All right. Let me see if I can do this. No, I can't share my screen. That's weird.
I see your cursor
Oh, wait,
going
there it
over.
is.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Um, so one of the things that I've been tooling around with for the past couple of days is Electron. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's like a cross OS application development platform. So it's just written in plain JavaScript,
hmm
and it just allows you to quickly package apps for Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. And I figured that'd be a good idea to use this as like a base for our project, just because that right there, being completely portable, being completely cross OS, I feel like that would give us some sort of like bonus points or like extra recognition because we covered all the bases.
Right.
Um, it's as far as I can tell, it's actually relatively straightforward to use. If you know how to code a website, it just uses plain HTML, CSS, JavaScript. As long as you know that, I mean, you can use Electron no problem. So I figured that would be a good starting point. It's built off of Node.js, which is probably pretty good for network communication, which I feel like we're going to need as far as communicating between the kiosk, the various terminals that we would have like behind the counter, and then that final kiosk or terminal or whatever that would tell the customer, hey, your order's ready, and so on and so forth. I don't know if you guys have any other software that you're more familiar with using that would probably be better for this.
No, this is perfect.
Yeah, this
That's
sounds pretty
what I
good.
was trying to think of how we were going to develop this and then test it.
Mm-hmm. All right. What kind of are you both familiar with programming?
Yeah.
All right.
I
What editors do you guys primarily use?
Um, it depends on like the language. I don't know. I kind of like coding like stuff like Python. I'll just like code either on like Notepad plus plus or like the idle. Like I'm fine with that kind of stuff. But things like Java script and other languages, I'll probably use like a proper IDE for.
Mm-hmm.
am not that strong of a programmer, but when usually it's whatever they recommend in the class for programming. So a lot of Note plus is what I use as my default for almost everything.
Gotcha. All right, that shouldn't be too much of an issue, regardless, because I mean, code is code, and
Yep.
if we're just doing JavaScript, I mean, realistically, it's going to be the same no matter what you use. Um, I think the biggest consideration we're going to have to figure out is how we're going to develop the project. Like, how we're going to have equal access to the source code and avoid, stepping over or stepping on each other's toes while we're, working on the project as a whole. Uh,
Git.
we we could use something like GitHub. I've used it in the past. I'm not like particularly fluent in it. I know how to upload the code. I know how to download it, download the latest updates, so on and so forth. But as far as stuff like pull requests and all that stuff, I'm completely brainless on that. So I don't know if you guys have worked with anything that would help.
So regarding GitHub, I did a similar kind of project that regarded with like multiple instances and different servers and boxes and stuff. And Git really helped us out because we kind of assigned a box to each person, and um, I guess we kind of had someone monitor over the whole like group, and so he was like the master of the little GitHub repository. And so anytime we kind of made some changes, we would like send a push request, and then he would look into it and see if the changes are appropriate, and then he would like, I guess, pull that into the master repo, and it worked pretty well.
All right. I guess I'll just have to brush up on Git then while we're working on this. I assume it's not crazy difficult.
No, it's really simple. I like using the web interface a lot. I know that like some of the more like hardcore Git users like downloading the command prompt version of it, but I had no issues using the web interface either.
All right. Um, Now, Jacqueline, in the discussion, you had discussed one of the things that we need, or you had mentioned that one of the things we need to discuss was the tentative deadlines. Were you talking about the various things that the professor had outlined for us, or just what you think we should do by certain dates?
Both. So definitely keeping up with what the professor wants us to submit, but also
Mm.
maybe setting a goal for us to have this portion completed and this portion completed. And then I don't want to feel like we're rushing, but because this is a summer course, it's going to be,
Hmm.
we're having less time than what we would if we took this in a different semester. But definitely leaving, I guess, buffer time in case there's going to be issues with the program.
Hmm.
And I know because we're all trying to do this at different times, we have different stuff going on. So just trying to make sure that maybe by having this portion completed, like just a framework completed by week 2.
Okay. All right, that should definitely be possible. I think by week 2, let me check the calendar real quick. This is the first week, right?
This is the end of the first week. I
Oh,
noticed he just put up module 2 stuff for the following week.
all right. Yeah, I do see he wants a, looks like halfway through week 3, he wants a prototype demonstration. So that's definitely a good call to have, like the basis of it done by the end of week 2. So that could be something that we would work on. Um, are either of you familiar with like UI design?
Like I guess like really basic stuff when I took I think the one elective class I think there was a mandatory one, the human computer interfaces, and then I also learned a little bit more in the web design class, but pretty basic stuff though.
Yeah, kind of the same. I mean, what I like about this course is that it's going to allow us to kind of go into areas that we might not have going to. So I'm not opposed to kind of getting my hands dirty and getting down into it and see what we can do with it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I'm just trying to piece together, who might be able to do what. I know one of my like strong points would be web design, and that's actually one of the main reasons that I picked uh, Electron here, just because
Hmm.
if you know how to make a website, you know how to make an Electron app, and I figured that would actually benefit us a lot. But one of my weaknesses is definitely anything related to network traffic. I just took a C# class last semester, and somehow, some way, I managed to get an A. But I can tell you that I walked away not learning a single thing. Networking just makes absolutely no sense to me. So,
Was it Dr. Fang?
I think it was. I don't even
Because
know my professor's name.
I know that I took a networking class at USF, and the networking code was very like he really kind of held our hands in regards to the code required to accomplish assignments.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, this professor, he didn't really hold our hands per se. He sort of just he gave us the presentations for it. He gave us what to read in the book, and then it was more or less a trial by fire type of thing.
Mm.
Did he kind of do a portion of your assignment for you?
Um, there were a couple assignments where he had, I guess, like the underlying foundation for it, and then we had to build on top of that.
Yeah, because I feel like I had the same exact professor for advanced database or advanced programming course, and he just kind of did the framework, and then it was just like, all right, you guys fill in the blank.
Hmm.
Really, how do we start or how do we get thinking on how to design a program?
Right. Uh, can't even find his name anywhere. Hmm. Oh. So yeah, if do you guys remember if I know Mark hasn't really communicated much with us. Has he talked to any of you guys about his strengths and weaknesses for the project?
No, nothing directly. Did he make a post on the discussion post that you put up on the like the actual course page, like the one that you initially put up? Oh yeah, I see here. Um,
Yeah, he has network programming.
Oh,
Oh no,
perfect.
he's eager. No, he's eager to learn more about UI design and network programming. Sorry.
Oh.
I was like, network, yes.
Oh
almost.
well.
But I don't think it should be too difficult, considering at least for the kind of proof of concept prototype. I think we should be able to nail it.
Right. But also, how much? Because I was kind of poking around online, taking a look and seeing like how other people have kind of accomplished the same project. What is it against? Like, I'm not familiar with Professor Roshan. Is he against open source or using open source as a framework to kind of help you find your way through it?
I saw. I don't remember if it was in one of his like pages that he wrote or if it was in his video, but he specifically stated that if you use external software, you have to cite it. He's not against it. He actually says that there is next to no chance at all that you can get away with doing this project without using external software. So he does not expect you to write everything from the ground up.
Okay.
Oh, that's great. So then we can kind of pull some good packages, some
Yeah,
Open source
definitely.
is-
stuff.
So
Let me see if I can find that written down just so I'm not spouting incorrect information.
Yeah, I'd like a citation on that as well.
Okay, yeah, it was definitely his video. It was the video where he was discussing the syllabus in the plagiarism portion. That's where he was saying that if you use external software, he wants you to document it. You know, give credit where credit's due.
right. Okay.
All right, so is there any part of the project that you guys would prefer to work on?
Um, I I mean, I don't have any like opposition towards any part of the project. Nothing that I'm not willing to do,
Mm-hmm.
but I would like to at least give the old college try in regards to UI and just the sort of front end design,
Mm-hmm.
and just see if I can make something pretty.
All right. What about you, Jacqueline?
I'm looking over everything, and as I like, I'm not the strongest of programmers, and to kind of copy what Joshua said, like I'll give the college try, but maybe working a little bit on the back end and seeing what I can make, like how to create the shopping cart and how to code the display menu.
Okay. Uh,
Unless like you feel confident in working at that area.
See, the thing with me is I'm probably good at just about every aspect of it, but I'm not great at any of it, you know? So I
Okay.
know like bits and pieces of just about all of what I think would entail here, minus the network part of it, of course. Um, so I could help out wherever. I don't really have any one area that I would, you know, how do I word it? I don't have any one area that I prefer over another.
Okay. So Where do you think we should go from here, guys? Like, I'm trying to figure out like where is our starting point? We have the framework of kind of what needs to be done, but from now until 2 weeks, next week, week after next.
Uh, yeah, until the 29th.
I'm just thinking about where we should start.
Probably the number one starting point would be coming up with an actual design. So like a mock-up, a sketch of what we hope the final product would look like. So for that, we would need the customer self-service kiosk, as well as the worker-facing kiosks.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Kind of have like a, like you said, just kind of a presentation, I guess, right? Just kind of show off what each like box or part of the project would look like. Maybe we could get a like some kind of networking map. So like kind of have like how we want the network to be laid out as well. I think that would be a good idea. So at least when we begin programming the network portion of it, I think it would be a lot easier to kind of reference the map and how things are supposed to be laid out.
Okay.
Like that.
So, Joshua, I see that you have experience in Photoshop and Illustrator. Would you mind tackling that? You know, trying to come up with like a look and feel for the
Yeah,
for the
absolutely.
project. All right.
I just want to know. I guess this is not like too important because it's not really what the project is focusing on. But just real quick, I don't know if you guys want to like come up with this decision now, so we can kind of get out of the way. What do we want like this POS to be for? You know, like I noticed on your Electron, you like were messing around with like burgers and stuff. If you guys want to like make this a burger joint or I don't know, like retail or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just sort of thinking like a fast food restaurant, you know, like a McDonald's type of thing. But it can really be anything. One thing that I was thinking of was to make this almost like a modular setup. So like if we were to publish this software like in real life, any company could theoretically take it, uh, recreate this products.json file, specify, you know, the categories, their products, sizes if applicable, and the prices of them, and then just put that in there and it would accept it.
I
That
think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be a little more work though. So I guess we can work with hard-coded files from the get-go. So like right here, I just came up with this random one with the categories being sandwiches, sides, desserts, and drinks, with various other, you know, like with the actual products listed underneath. If time permits, we might be able to add like an admin console type of thing where a company could theoretically go in and continue to add products from there, and then, you know, make it more modular as we go. It just really depends on how much time we have, because like Jacqueline said, this is a summer course, so we already have like what, half the time that others would normally have.
Yeah, we got 8 weeks.
Like July 27th.
Ouch. Hmm.
So maybe we kind of table that idea unless it's going to be like a very easy, like maybe a 1 day kind of deviation into that where, you know, someone can get it done in reasonable amount of time. Thinking doesn't even have all the dates posted yet on the calendar. I'm just looking at the requirements that were in for the build a POS system. And one thing that I'm kind of getting a little lost on is 0.5 was allow the customer to serve themselves from a kiosk or app. Does that mean just allow them to order? It's like that's what our end goal is, allowing them to order from the app or kiosk?
I think that's exactly what it is. So
Okay.
if you've been to McDonald's recently, you know how they have like those kiosks where you can just type in the order yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the type of thing that he's suggesting there. Yeah, everything else looks relatively straightforward.
What should be our team name?
Right, we do need that, don't we? Just as like just a placeholder title so that I can make this Trello page, I figured we call our point of sale thing quick sale. Um, Definitely open to better ideas. I just sort of came up with something on the spot. So I don't know, maybe we want to go with something like that, like whatever our product is going to be called, that can be our team name, or we could just do Team Awesome or something.
I mean, I'm okay with quick sale. It's fine with me.
I'm okay with
So,
Quick Sell being the project name, but I think, because I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
in communications, the engineering communications class, they say that they wanted a more unique name. So, oh, has anyone seen Endgame yet? Like everyone's seen Endgame?
Yeah, I
Yes.
just saw it last night, actually.
Ooh. Um, Avengers Assemble, maybe?
That works for me.
Thanos did nothing wrong. Yes, Team Thanos did nothing wrong.
All right, I actually like that one. That's going to be some fighting words. Okay.
All right. I guess I'll go ahead and submit that to the professor then. Or was that under modules? All right, we have to email him. Although I guess we can't really do it right now with Mark being absent.
Yeah, maybe get like a confirmation from him after he sees this recording.
Yeah. So wait to submit this until he sees it?
Right.
Gotcha.
Let's just double check with him and let's, because I usually work 9 to 5, but I did pick up another part-time job, and that's going to kind of have my hours maybe running later in the evenings. But as long as I have like a week's notice or even a couple days, it should be good to go. And of course, like if you guys need to like meet up in person, like I'm all the way out in DC, so there's like no way.
Wait, DC, you said?
Yeah, I'm in Washington right now.
Oh boy.
Wow. Do you live up there, or are you just up there for like vacation or something?
I'm
With
up here
work?
for an internship right now, so
Oh, that's
Ah,
dope.
yeah, I bebopped out of the state for probably about a year. So
wow. I've been looking for internships and new jobs for the last year, and I've just been coming up short everywhere I look.
Yeah, she's
um,
taking them all.
well, if you guys are interested, I am interning with Booz Allen Hamilton, so just let me know. They're always on the hunt for more interns.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that name?
Booz Allen Hamilton.
Like booze, like
Snowden Booz, yeah.
Who's Alan Hamilton?
oh, alright, I see. I'll look into them. Dope.
Good company. Pay is really good. Always take a paid internship. Never do unpaid.
Oh, of course. If I can ask, did you have to have any sort of certifications to apply, or I guess do you have any certifications like CompTIA or any of those?
I'm working on my CompTIA and network and security and just the basic right now.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get those done. I do have a basic Microsoft Windows OS system certification. Pretty much, I just had someone in my network. I was able to network through them, but they're always open. Honestly, it kind of depends on what kind of internship you're applying for. The thing about these IT or government consulting companies is that they usually pull in talent, and then if you don't kind of like the position that you're in, there's always another contract to jump on. There's always another route for you to go, and they do a lot of internal training.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
So sometimes it's just getting your foot in the door and then kind of be bopping around and seeing where you want to end up.
That's definitely been my biggest issue. I just have an impossibly hard time getting my foot in the door.
Where
Wear some
what
big
is
shoes.
what's your end goal throughout this?
Um, that's a good question. I'm still sort of trying to figure out where exactly I fit in, in the IT space.
Yeah, IT is one of those things where it's just
So
an open
large.
book. Yeah, it's an open book. Where do you want to go? And it's like, well,
I feel like the place that I fit in best would probably be something along the lines of systems administration, just because I've been a manager for the last 4 years. So, supervisor experience, management experience, that's where I primarily excel at. And then I'm well versed, on the technical side of things. So I feel like that would be a good mix of the two.
mhm.
You might like Cisco. They do a lot of sysadmin stuff.
Cisco. All right. Look into them as well.
No, but also it might be usually with program managers and project managers, they usually want someone. You're in your 20s, early 30s, maybe.
23, yeah.
Okay. So usually they want someone who has like maybe 5 years of experience under your belt, but you already have something like a couple years, but 4 years of management and supervisor experience.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all program managers are always needed.
All right. I'll definitely look into that once we're done here. Thanks for all the info, you guys. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, so do we want to have regular weekly meetings like this, or do you guys think that it'll be all right if we just, stay communicating through discussions, emails, etc.?
I'm kind of in support of the weekly meetings. I feel like this is very good for the team in general, and also, maybe
Yeah.
if we're having an issue, it would be easier to kind of get through if we're talking about it and having
Mm-hmm.
more of a group discussion. Um, I'll send you guys my email or sorry, not UCC, USF email, and also my personal email.
Um, if weekly meetings don't end up working out, would you guys consider maybe bi-weekly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm available every day past either 4 or 6 for like the next month, I think. So I'm about as free can get.
Yeah, so there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, bi-weekly works for me. Trying to think. We definitely need to get Mark on for a meeting.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, Once we hear from him and we're able to set a date, is there any day that specifically does not work for you guys, or any time that specifically does not work for you guys in the next couple of days?
Um, so regarding the next couple of days, I believe tomorrow's Sunday. I should be free tomorrow, Monday. So my working schedule is pretty much the afternoons and evenings on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it seems like both of you guys are available in the afternoons and the evenings. And so if you guys want to keep a meeting time to around then I could easily do Tuesdays and Thursdays.
All right. All right. So you're not available Monday, Wednesday, Friday, basically, and then Tuesday, Thursday is best time to reach you.
Yes. Yes.
All right. That works for me because I'm off Tuesdays.
Oh, nice.
And Jacqueline, are there any days that specifically work or don't work for you?
I mean, I'm pretty open. I'm finishing up training for my part-time job on Monday,
Hmm.
and I can talk with them about on Tuesdays and Thursdays, not scheduling me for evening shifts.
Okay.
So I can do Tuesdays and Thursdays for meetings.
All right. Sounds good. Get that, and I guess we'll just have to wait to hear from Mark and figure out if he's available those 2 days and go from there. Trying to think if there's anything else specific we need to discuss. Everything else on the Trello page is more specific to the project once we start getting to the thick of that.
Maybe just creating like a Google Doc that we can just share and kind of keep maybe just an update. Me like, hey guys, I'm gonna tackle like this portion of the project right now, or I'm gonna.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. You can continue.
No, because I know we're doing the GitHub and being able to update things through GitHub, but just kind of maybe. I know we could do what I'm talking about through the discussion board too. So there wouldn't be a need to have another program or software using another software.
Yeah, I was just going to bring up like Discord. I know Discord's a very popular program nowadays, or like Slack. I know they're pretty much like two of the same. So I know that a lot of people like using either of those for like communicating. So I don't know if you guys either have any of those.
I do not, but I can take a look into it.
Canvas works fine though. They're just basically like two of the same. Just advertised for business and or personal use. Like one of them is. Yeah. If either of those don't suit for you, then I think Canvas should get the job done.
Yeah, because Jacqueline, what you're suggesting is more of like not necessarily instantaneous updates. It's more just like a broader thing. So like, let's say, I don't know, let's say you wanted to do, for example, code the display menu and then display the shopping cart. You would post there saying, hey, I'm going to work on this so that no one else, starts, so that no one else wastes their time doing it while you're working on it. Is that what you're kind of suggesting?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, in that case, Canvas should definitely work because we don't necessarily need like immediate notification, just so long as we're all checking up on Canvas every day, every other day, just to see what the others are working on so that we can work on a separate part of it.
Sounds good.
All right. I don't really have anything else aside from, if you guys, I think I mentioned this in the discussion, not sure, but if you guys come up with anything else that we would need to do, feel free to add it on here. Actually, can you guys, I'll just set you guys as admins. So yeah, just feel free to hop over to Trello and add it, just so that we have like a list of things that are being worked on. And yeah, like I said, this is all just very rudimentary. This is, pretty basic stuff. Like obviously you need to design something, you need to code various functionalities. If you can come up with anything else, just go right ahead and add it. If you can think of things that you would like to add, but aren't necessarily like required. So like here I have the, if time permits, like add the health information, feel free to add it there so that we can tackle that if, let's say we finish the project 3 weeks early and we decide we want, some bonus points or something to solidify the project even more, we can add them then.
Yeah, sounds good. Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
All right. Well, that's about all I have. Do you guys have anything else?
Thank you for taking the time to set all of this up. That was awesome of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to make sure that we all get a good grade on this project.
Yeah, I think this is a good start. I think we can't really get too deep into any real details until we start talking to Mark as well. So I think this is a good first meeting. Yeah.
All right. Well, it was great meeting you guys, and I look forward to finishing this project with you.
Likewise.
Me too.
You guys have a good one. Bye.
You as well, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.